Hi everyone, it's Megan Laurenti here, and today is day one of 30 Days of Insights. So for the next 30 days, I'm going to be doing a live video on our Women in Dharma page on an insight that means a lot to me. And my aim is to keep these videos short and sweet, just to pop in that little insight into your day and something that you can take forward as you wish. So today I wanted to talk about relationship ruts. And specifically, I'm meaning the relationships that we have with our significant others. So what do you do when you have those moments where you're not connecting the same way that you used to, or it feels like the energy is sticky between the two of you, that you just seem to be missing each other in some way in terms of how you're connecting and communicating? And when you go through these moments, it can feel really difficult. It can feel like something's really wrong because it may have been that only a month ago or even a week ago, your connection was completely different. And all of a sudden, something has shifted. So I'm not going to talk about how to fix your relationship because everyone is so unique and every couple is going to be so unique. However, what I do want to say is that you're with your partner for a reason. The universe brought the two of you together for a very specific reason. And my personal belief is that you're meant to learn something from each other, that there is something that you are meant to transform for yourself personally, and that person is there to teach you that, whether or not they're actually consciously aware of that. So that to me is a starting point. When you're in those places of disconnection or feeling like you're in a rut, really check in with yourself to see what's going on at the bigger picture here. And what are some of the patterns that I have in relationships that might be showing up? Because it's an opportunity to learn from it and potentially transform it. So I'll give you an example. My partner and I, we recently went through one of these phases where we just felt like we were disconnecting. We weren't in sync. We weren't communicating at the level that we normally do. And it did feel like really sticky and like something was wrong. And so I had to take a step back for myself to really look at what's going on here. And what I realized is that one of my patterns in relationships is showing up, where in relationships, I'm typically the person where I like to be the positive girlfriend. I like to make sure that I'm supporting my partner and doing what I can to make him really happy. And because I do that, I sometimes have the tendency to slip my true feelings under the rug. And that's not fun when you do that. So that's what I ended up doing, was that there were all of these mixed emotions that I had underneath the surface that I wasn't fully expressing. And then it all collided all at once. And how it all came out is that my partner was in this habit where he was coming home stressed and in a negative mood. And I would do what I can to be a cheerleader and try and cheer him up, and it wasn't working. Then I would get frustrated. And all of a sudden, I'm bottling up my own emotions underneath the surface. And I didn't realize it at the time. However, I ended up enabling him. And what that meant is that I ended up making it okay for him to just come home and, dump his stress on me as soon as he walked into the door. And that's where I realized, okay, if I'm going to do this differently, what am I going to do? And it ended up turning into some pretty big and vulnerable conversations between the two of us. And yet I'm so happy that I went there, because I was able to now express what was really going on for me, so that the two of us could see what was happening and get back on the same page. So again, there's no perfect answer when you're in this space of being in a relationship rut. It's really difficult, it's sticky, it feels yucky. And yet the only person that we have any control or influence over is ourselves. We can't change our partners as much as we might want to. We can't force them to do something differently. So with that in mind, really explore for yourself, what's my part in this? What patterns from my past relationships, or in general, how I approach being with others, what's showing up in this, in my relationship right now with my partner, and how can I shift that? How can I transform that to bring us back to who we really are at the end of the day? And then we'll find our connection again. So there is something you can do. And at the end of the day, it really does start with you. So there's my insight for you today. The next time you're in a relationship rut, Look at what's the lesson that I meant to learn here, because the universe created that situation for you for a reason. All right. I will see you tomorrow with my next video. Take care.